You're sitting in that meeting, someone is speaking, they have been talking for only about 2 minutes, and you realize you've already tuned out. You've checked out. Not because you want to be rude or anything, but if you're really honest, here's what's going on. You just don't really care. But here's the thing, it's not that you're inherently rude and you just want to tune out whenever someone is speaking. It's because something is happening at an auditory level that your brain is doing, which is this. The brain has decided, oh, this is not content that's for me. So let me switch off. That's not a conscious decision, but it is something that happens on an auditory level, which can be changed. Now, if you are a technical professional, then I can pretty much guarantee that at some point this has happened to you. You are that speaker, and you're seeing that people are just tuning out with every second you keep speaking. It's the yawns. It's the, oh, please. I'm so tempted to look at my phone, but I can't because we're in a professional setting. Oh, it's the all of those signals that people are longing to tune out. But what hits you the hardest is the fact that you've done the work. You have the knowledge. You know that your content is solid. You have thought it through. And yet, no one cares. And what gives it away is that by the end, they ask questions you've already answered. They say things at the end like, thanks for that. That was interesting. We all know what that means. And by the end of it, you're thinking, what's happening? Are they not getting it? And the answer, simply put, is no, because they are tuning out before you even get to the point where they care. Here's the auditory science behind that. Your auditory brain has a bias called the primacy effect. That simply means this. Whatever you hear first is remembered better than what comes after it. So as an example, if I were to give you a list of words like cat, dog, mouse, rat, rabbit, etc., then ask you, what are the words you remember? The likelihood that you remember cat is higher than the likelihood that you remember, say, the third word. And that's why whenever you start anything, you want to start with something that will signal to the person in front of you, this is for you, keep listening, keep watching, keep paying attention. Because the brain is constantly thinking, is this for me? Is it not? And if from the beginning it doesn't really get a clear signal that actually this is for you, then it's going to start dwindling, tuning out. Because let's face it, attention takes effort. And so what's great about the beginning is that's when you have the people's attention the most. When you start something, people know, okay, let me see what this is about. And so in your first minute or so, and actually some people say as short as 7 seconds, that's when you have your opportunity to let someone know, keep listening because what's coming is going to be worth it. And that's the reason why if you structure your presentation such that you give background and context and all of that before talking about something anyone cares about, by the time you get to what would have been interesting, people have already tuned out and they're going to miss it. And so going back to my list of cat, dog, mouse, you want to deliver something that packs a punch when you are saying the word cat, right? But if you are giving all of this context, you're actually delivering it in the middle where people remember that the least. And actually, you haven't given them enough of a reason to care and keep listening to even get to paying attention to your main point. In other words, you're delivering what's most important at the time when people are least receptive to it. Not a good situation. So what do you need to do instead? You need to bluff. BLUF, give the bottom line up front. You can do this in several ways, but remember that the audience's brain is thinking, why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I care? Answer that question up front, and then they have a reason to keep listening to you. For example, you might say, our company is losing money and lots of it. Oh, that's a bottom line your bosses are going to perk up and pay attention to. You didn't need an introduction. You didn't need any frills around it. That's the bottom line. You might also say, you're going to leave this meeting with one thing, and that is exactly how to use the new software that we have put in place for you. Okay, Do you think that's going to get people's attention a little more than, so in this presentation, I'm here to tell you about the software that we have upgraded so that you can use and see the wonderful benefits that it might afford you in your day-to-day life? I'm pretty sure it would. Essentially, the point of the message is this: align your message with the moment that your audience is most neurologically or auditorily ready to receive it. And that way, you're not fighting with their attention. You're actually working with it so that your message is heard better and so that you increase the chances that people actually care about what you're saying. If you change that, you will immediately have people retaining what you say a lot more. But the shift that you need to make in your mind is from, I need to explain everything really clearly so that everybody understands what's in my brain. They're not going to, they're not the same experts as you, and that's okay. That's why you're the expert in your field. They don't have to be. You're switching from that thinking to, how do I make this immediately relevant to the person in front of me? That change means that you're going to cut a whole bunch of content and you're simply thinking, why would they care about this? Why would they care about this? If what you say immediately answers that question, your levels of attention, that's what they're going to do. I want you to do that in your next presentation and see how people respond differently. Because if you're interested in being the person that people actually listen to, not just someone who they know has the answer, then this is the shift that you have to make to go from just the person who has the knowledge to the person who is respected as the leader in their field and the person that people actually want to follow.